What's up, y'all? This is a tune called The Mouse in the Kitchen, and it's one that came in by request a couple of times, which is kind of odd. It's not a very common tune. In fact, it's a new tune. It was written by a fellow named Colin Farrell, who I've had the pleasure of playing with a few times. He's an amazing whistle player, fiddle player, plays with the band Lunasa right now. Really cool dude. And he wrote this tune, and again, it's not a particularly common one, but it's a good one. And I'm glad somebody requested it, because I kind of wanted to learn it properly and give it a blast. So it's an A, which can be a little intimidating, particularly on the whistle, but there's no G sharps in it, so that's a win. So let's break down the basic melody. So it starts in the C sharp. First bit there, I'll do that again. First half there. The second half carries on the B. It's actually just doing a roll on the B, basically, but we'll get to that. So the first half is basically the same line. To that point, it's the same. Then it jumps all the way up from a low F sharp to the high A. And that's your A part. I'll play the whole thing all together. Now, one thing to note is that you're sitting on that C sharp. You're sitting on that for a bit, so have the wheels turning. Maybe you saw a video of mine in the past that might tip you off as to what we could do with that. But again, we'll get to that in a second. B part starts on the B in this case. So the A part starts on the C sharp, B part starts a step down. Didn't know I could get that note. Well, that's interesting. Now, the rhythm of this part is, the B part, is a little bit different. It's a little unusual, so. Kind of jumps that beat a little bit, which we'll get into more when we break down ornaments and variations on this, but just something to keep in mind as you're playing it up tempo, that beat jumps a little bit. So, second half, again, starts on the B, and just like we did with the first half of the A part, it's a bit of a repeat, but the last half is different. Actually, I take it back. The last half is sort of the same as the last half of the A part, so hopefully this will make sense. So again, we're making a pretty big octave jump, which is where some of those octave jumping exercises are going to come in real handy to make sure you can hit those notes nice and clean. So, whole B part all the way through. So we've got a few ornaments that we can throw in here. Now, A tunes are a little bit different. Some of the things that work on a D or a G tune may or may not work quite the same way on an A tune, just because of the way the scale is set up. But right off the bat, again, we have the C sharp. That's your basic melody. So what I do is that stupid whistle trick video that I posted a link, I will post a link up to here, where you can do a roll, sort of. You can kind of fake a roll on a C sharp. You know, you can do it that way, or you can keep it simple. You can do a double tap like that. A couple of options there. So, then to carry on, I'm just doing a cut on that E. And I always tend to land on a short roll on that F sharp coming down the scale. Then I do a full roll on the E. Sometimes I'll bounce that beginning of the E. and then a cut just to get out of that, and otherwise it's just basic melody notes there. Now that one, that's a piping ornament, and I don't know what the name of it is. I'm sure I've mentioned it before, but it's sort of a combination of a cut and a tap, sort of. As it just kind of bounces that. So the trick is, that's what I'm doing if you slow it down. Up tempo. That's one of those that, like the C-sharp roll, certainly an option. Not something you'd necessarily have to do, and it's not something I would do every time. So you could just do a slide, cut, and a series of short rolls maybe, because you are sitting on that B for a minute. And then again back around. Now from there, you could throw in the C-sharp roll there. That bit I'm just doing a slide and then a cut. Keep it kind of simple, but using the rhythm of the tune, the rhythm of the jig to, kind of sell the point, I guess you could say. B part, you can do a pickup. You can do that D, C sharp, B if you want. Don't have to. It's just rolls there. You can do the C sharp roll if you want. And then just a cut. Again, just really trying to accent the natural jig rhythm of it. Now, that's where the rhythm gets a little interesting. Typically, you wouldn't hear that beat where it is. It kind of jumps the beat a little bit. And you can either sit on that note as you come down, or, or you do a cut to break it up. But either way, you're getting to that A a little quicker, and it just kind of drives the tune along. That's kind of like a signature of this tune, I think. Same as before, just a simple roll on the B. And then a cut there again to get back to the B. And just like I did in the A part, a slide. And then a cut. Keeping it fairly simple. Let me know what you guys think of this one. It's not a tune that comes up, I don't think, ever at a session, which is a bit of a shame, because it's a great one. I heard it from a recording of Mike McGoldrick, who's amazing and who I listen to all the time, and I'll post a link to that down in the description. You guys ought to check it out if you want to hear it done properly, because he plays the crap out of it. It's fantastic. And I heard it and I loved it, and so I was glad it came up in the comments. So let me know what you think, and otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.